going on? Hello, everybody. What is going on this great Monday night? Welcome to the Big Time Show podcast that is being heard and seen live everywhere. But in particular, it is being heard on Podbean live right now. It is being seen live on the Spotlight Sports Network. It is also being seen live on Facebook as we speak. It is being seen live on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch, and it's everywhere. Just I don't forget. Hey, everybody, just y'all bear with me. I'm just trying to share. I hope that you guys will do that right now if you can. Yeah. We everywhere. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. We're somewhere everywhere. But thank you guys for popping in on me tonight. What's going on, everybody? Get the festivities going. Let's get it going. I guess I need to put this on so I can hear some stuff. Okay. All right. That sounds a little bit better. How y'all doing? I know most of you are getting ready for the national championship game on tonight with North Carolina and Kansas going at it on tonight. But come on, hang with me just for a little bit. As we talk a little Cowboy talk tonight, so you guys can listen to my little theories and my interpretations, if you will, about what I believe is going on in the wonderful world of Cowboy land. I hope that you're ready tonight. I see something that I particularly do not like. It seems like everything I talk about the Cowboys now is just on the negative side. And the truth of the matter is that it really is because we don't have too many positives to talk about. I mean, when you add up all off season, ever since the 49ers beat us, we just been, it's a very, it's not a happy time in Cowboy land once you see all the moves that are being made recently. You start to notice that things are just not adding up our way. And we are truly in a position now where the talent level is going to have to override bad coaching, bad front office work. That's where we really are. And at one point we could hang our hat on that. But now there's a serious question now in asking, well, where's the talent? If we're depending on the talent to override and erase some of the mistakes that have been made by our front office, for instance, you got to start asking yourself as you look at this roster right now. And I realize the roster is going to change because of the draft and, that we might slip in a bargain free agent or something like that. You have to start asking yourself, okay, are we even talented enough to get the job done? Okay, I'm done sharing. I believe that I'm right on that. I believe I'm right. Hey, Treasure Berry, I see you, man. Let me speak to everybody. Hey, Treasure Berry, Miss Pam, Bruce, I see you popped in. Hello. I'm starting to wonder. Let me say hello to everybody on Podbean. Hello, Miss Ty. EVM26721, whoever you are on Podbean, thanks for joining. Good to see you. Tavis, my brother's in the building. Jose just came in. What's up, Jose? I see Tavis is in the house. He already talking. He's saying we don't even have versatility on the old line. D-line, linebacker 2 fundamentals are still terrible. See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, it's kind of hard to find, a smiling point right now. And I'm going to add to it tonight. I'm going to add to the misery. I am. I need you guys to go back down memory lane with me for this. And this is really all I want to talk about tonight. My mind started. Coach Marv was on the last show. And we've all, and my brother's on here, and my sister's on here. If you've been with this show, we've talked about the importance of running the ball. I mean, we need to run the ball to make this thing really work, especially this year. We are going to have to change our identity. Dak needs to go almost back to his, I almost want to say his rookie year, in order for this team, this set of Cowboys, to be somewhat effective. The only problem is that we do not have the line that we had back then, which is going to be a problem. What's up, Damani? I see you popped in. Thanks for popping in. That is the issue. One of the major issues that I think we have really got to focus in on. I know everybody talking about linebackers. I know everybody's talking about wide receivers. We just heard today about that the Cowboys supposedly had interest in Devontae Parker, who got traded to the Patriots today. So, the only thing that we, have is the fact that, what can we really hang our hat on, or what we really need. And I'm here to say tonight that out of the positions that we definitely need, my mind started going back to Tony Romo. And this is where I'm hanging my hat at tonight. Y'all come on with me. Let's go down memory lane. And I'm starting to see that history is starting to repeat itself. And it's not in a good way either. Let's look back. Y'all come on, help me tonight. This is really my content for the night. Do you guys remember, for those that are young, yeah, I see Coach Price say big game. Our offensive line, not the problem with the running game. I agree with that. But I'm starting to see a pattern. Come on with me, Coach, real quick. My mind goes back to Romo making ways out of no way. How we drafted before we changed. We've drafted, and either we got a whole bunch of skill players back then. When you start looking at it, Romo had receivers. When you start talking about, of course, Dez. When you start talking about Terry Glenn. You start talking about Patrick Creighton. When you start talking about Miles Austin. You start talking about Williams. The list kind of goes on and on. Romo had, of course, Jason Witten, of course. We've had some very skillful guys for Romo. The problem was, however, he really didn't have a dominant offensive line. He did not have, what's up, Joe? He did not have the line that matched the skill positions. He did not. It wasn't until we drafted Tyron Smith that things started to kind of turn around. Okay. But Romo used to make waves out of no ways. He had Williams, not Roy Williams, but Jesus, I forgot number 11 from Detroit. I forgot his first name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, Romo had some skillful guys that he had. Well, I know I'm forgetting other receivers, but I'm when you start thinking about the talent level that he had at receiver, Romo had it. The line just was not right, and therefore, exactly was Roy. Thank you. Romo, if y'all remember, Romo was running for his life. I mean, thank you. Yeah. I forgot about T.O. Forgive me that. I've seen my brother in here, Coach Cobbs. Yeah, T.O. I mean, good Lord. I mean, come on now. How could I forget him? But we had T.O. I mean, we've had some oh yeah, I've already called Miles Austin now. We've had at the skill position. I mean, we've got a Hall of Famer and T.O., multiple time Pro Bowlers, and Miles Austin and Dez Bryant. I mean, Dez Bryant, of course, touchdown leader in the history of the franchise. We've had some guys. I mean, Witten obviously is going to be a Hall of Fame tight end. We've had everything except the line. Y'all follow me here. And it wasn't until Romo started getting folded up like a lawn chair and started getting hurt and started getting cracked and started missing games and always had something, a punctured lung. I mean, how can we forget that? I mean, broken ribs. I mean, he was getting cracked. Romo had to be Houdini in the pocket. We had running backs, Marion Barber. I mean, we had Julius Jones. We had skill position wise, we had it. I mean, you didn't run the ball a whole lot because you really didn't invest into the offensive line. And you got your quarterback killed. And you had Scott Linehan as our offensive coordinator. Y'all stay with me. Stay with me. Felix Jones, I'm sorry. We had Scott Linehan, who obviously catered to Tony Romo's skill set. We're going to live and die with Tony Romo. That is our ticket in. And hey, at the time, guess what? I mean, what other choice did we have? We really didn't invest into a great running back, okay? We guys weren't running for no 1,000 yards. Barber did. I give him credit. These guys, I mean, everything was on Romo's shoulders, okay? Follow me here. The line was not great. Romo running for his life for 3 or 4 years. And Romo got destroyed in his body, which is the reason why ultimately now he had to give it up to Dak because, I mean, the man was hurt nonstop. You could touch Romo and he'll have a back injury. His back is shot. He had to leave. And it wasn't until somebody said, hey, we got to change this thing around. We got to protect Romo. Let's try to run the ball. They invested into the line. They get DeMarco Murray. And for one golden year, Scott Linehan changed his whole offensive style. And then DeMarco Murray ran for 1,800 yards. It was Tony Romo's best year. No doubt about that. It wasn't maybe not in yards, but efficiency, that was his best year. That's the year, of course, when Dez, caught the ball in Green Bay, and we didn't get the credit for the catch. But that was Romo's best year. Matter of fact, Romo that year was in the conversation for the MVP award. Of course, he wasn't gonna win it, but just for him to be in there when that conversation was big. Y'all remember all this. But why did it take so long for them to change the offensive philosophy? That ain't Scott Linehan. It's not for him to run the ball like crazy. It's not. But he changed it for that 1 year, realizing that the strength of this team was the offensive line, and they played it that way. We're going to run the ball here, and there's nothing that you can do about it. We're going to run down your throat. We're going to punish you. This offensive line is going to destroy you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And they did. DeMarco Murray got ran into the ground, but he had his greatest year. 1,800 yards. Is no doubt about it. He had a great year. But that was only 1 year. It was just foreign to Scott Linehan. And I set all that up to say this. I see the same history now starting to come right back to the Romo days. What am I saying? This is what I'm saying, y'all. This offensive line, I don't know. Romo got that big contract, remember? And they've surrounded him with the best line at just about, we were known as the best offensive line in football at that time. Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Doug Free, Tyron Smith at left tackle. Y'all got to help me out with the left guard. I believe it was Leary, if I'm not mistaken. That you couldn't be, that was dominance. We used to send at least 3-4 guys. I ain't brought in Witten yet. Witten blocking as a tight end. Good Lord. We sent at least 4 guys to the Pro Bowl every year. And they did that to try to protect Romo. Okay? Why am I getting the feeling, y'all? Y'all help me, and this may be pure speculation. I got coaches on here, but why am I getting the feeling that Dak Prescott is getting ready to go through those years where Romo had to run for his life? I'm starting to get that feeling, y'all. He got the big contract, and the Cowboys made sure that they did whatever they had to do to protect Romo. They put a wall in front of him. I'm not seeing the same urgency. And if this is Dak Prescott's team, if he don't have some folks in front of him, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how long Dak gonna last. That's all I got for y'all tonight. I'm serious. That's it. But that's all I got tonight. I've been thinking about this last few days. If you remember my show, I think maybe a couple shows ago, I said something crazy. And it's, again, speculation, but I'm paying attention to the tea leaves here. And it's almost like, y'all go with me here. If you can disagree. It's fine. It's almost like they are setting Dak up to fail. You take away his number one receiver. You take away his third receiver, at least from last year. You allow the right tackle, his starting right tackle, to leave. I don't care what y'all feel about Lyle Collins. Bottom line is he was a starter. You take away, even though we all applaud it, you take away his starting left guard. Wait a minute. In one season, you lose 3 starters? What team does that, y'all? Please tell me. What team, and I ain't got to the defense because it is a team, but offensively, what team do you know allows 3 starters at very important positions, 2 on the line, 1 as your number one receiver? What team does that? I'm not a fan of everybody else, so I don't know. I don't know. Especially a team that won 12 games the previous year. I mean, it seemed like to me 12 wins. It seemed like to me that your next step should have been to try to build on it and make the team stronger. And instead, look at all the losses that we've acquired offensively and defensively. And it make me start to wonder now, and I know the contract of that is there, and I know after a certain amount of time, you might be able to get out of this thing. And I'm just saying. And you taking things away. And if you have a bad year, depending on what the definition of a bad year is, you're going to start pointing that finger at Dak, and somebody going to say, I'm already anticipating it this year. I'm anticipating Cowboy fans to say and double down on what they've been saying already, and that is Dak is not the man. I'm anticipating this. Because, see, if you're telling me I'm good with Terrence Steele, y'all. I'm good with Terrence Steele. I mean, you just signed this guy to a gigantic contract. You did. I'm good with Steele. Tyron Smith is not the same guy. And anybody say, 80% of Tyron Smith is still better than most left tackles in the league. I don't know because Tyron is getting beat now. He is. He's getting beat. Speed is killing him now. Body done took too much pain and, done took a lot of his flexibility away. He's not the same guy. And 80% of him will get your quarterback sent straight to Dallas Memorial Hospital. That's where Dak gonna end up. If the blind side is not so blind. We still ain't got left guard yet. Y'all know what I done said about that. Connor McGovern seemed like he's the one that's gonna be penciled in to get there. Okay. That's the same guy that got put in and then lost his job back to Connor Williams. That don't sound too promising to me. Okay. That's so center positions. A lot of y'all don't like Tyler. A lot of y'all don't like him. Zach Martin body is starting slowly but surely to break down. As expected with NFL linemen after a certain period of time. Their bodies start to go ahead and start wearing down. Zach Martin getting hurt every year now. I ain't got to say nothing about Tyron Smith. We already know it's not a matter of if, it's just when he gets hurt. We already know that. It's almost a guarantee with Tyron Smith. And if they do what they've done in the last 2 to 3 years in the injury category, then what you got in front of that? If Tyron Smith does what he does every year, which is get hurt, what we got? If Zach Martin gets hurt like he's been in the last two years, multiple games from both of them, what we got? And I know you got baggers for a reason. I'm just saying, but you got a heavily paid, expensive quarterback back there. But forget the backups. We haven't really transitioned to giving Dak what we gave Romo. And I know what some of you saying, well, you know, we got the draft. I mean, we got the draft and all that. Okay. I get it. And I understand that we probably will be drafting some linemen this year. I get it. I understand that. But we got an expensive quarterback back there. We don't have time for experiments right now, which is why I've been pushing the button like, okay, the Cowboys have never had a rough time investing into their line. That's how Romo got his good years. I'm not saying the investment. I'm not. I've been pushing that we should get it from the free agency pool. I don't have time for drafting right now. The window is shrinking. The little window space that we have is really shrinking now. Smith is getting old. Tyron Smith is getting old. Zach Martin is starting to creep up there. I mean, come on now. Ezekiel Elliott's body is getting banged up every year. I mean, come on. The window is DeMarcus Lawrence is not the same guy. I mean, we can go on and on. LVE is one hit away from being paralyzed. let me stop. Let me stop with that. Let me stop. I don't mean to say that. I'm sorry. I mean, but when you start having neck injuries, when you have neck injuries and you play the linebacker position, I mean, come on, y'all. We know LVE is not going to last. Once you have neck problems, you will always have neck problems. It's the same situation with backs. I've had 3 back surgeries. That's what I've had. I have a fusion. My back is fused. I've had 2 other surgeries. Right now, I even have a stimulator, a permanent stimulator inside of me right now. Once you have back problems, you always will have back problems. Once you have neck problems, you always will have neck problems. LVE is playing the wrong position to be talking about he got a neck problem. Hey, what's up, Matt? Thanks for popping in, Matt. I see Ryan Williamson. I think you're in here. Kermit, what's going on? I see you guys. Thanks for hopping in and hanging with me. I mean, I mean, you re-sign him, but we all know if the Cowboys start off slow and the Cowboys get off to a bad start and second or third in the division and all that kind of stuff. What's up, Coach? I see you, Coach Bree Love. What's going on? Listen, we all know where the finger's gonna be pointed, right? I mean, y'all can already see this before the season starts. It's gonna go to Mike McCarthy, and then it's gonna go to Dak Prescott. And if Dak throwing a whole bunch of picks this year, it's really gonna heat up on him. But I'm saying, I'm not seeing the same urgency or the same results that I saw them do with Romo. I'm not seeing it. And I know what you're saying. You're not going to get it all in 1 year. You know, you got to build this thing. You got to build this thing. Well, here's my thing. You don't. I get sometimes you add by subtracting. I get that. But not in this case, not on this team. We're not adding by subtracting. We done subtracted way too much. We have 3 starters on offense. You just don't pick guys at the trees, and say stick them in. That just don't work. You just don't find true number 1 receivers at your local Kroger. No. A lot of y'all, I saw it and I just started laughing because I hate to see all my Cowboy fans start believing in false hope. And once again, a name comes up and everybody talking about let's trade and get them. Look, the Cowboys are not about to get DK Metcalf. Can we kill that, y'all? Will y'all please stop it? First of all, this is the same Stephen Jones, okay? Second of all, most importantly, if you trade and get DK Metcalf only has 1 year left on his deal. Just because you get him don't mean you're keeping him. You can rent him for 1 year, and DK is going to want to get paid next year. Well, we ain't paying no wide receivers. They just showed us that. Metcalf is going to demand a huge contract next year. Yes, he is. Why y'all want to trade for him to rent him for 1 year and give up some picks and all that kind of stuff? Why? We ain't gonna do that. Stop jumping at every name that come up. Y'all, oh my God. Some of y'all talking, we want the honey badger. Man, look, what's up, Cincinnati crew? Look, we don't buy big name free agents, y'all. I mean, how many years do we got to keep saying the same thing over and over again? Or how many times do they got to keep proving it to you? We're not going to get guys like that. We just don't. We should. What's up, Gary? We should, but we're not going to do that. So let's kind of calm down. Would I like Metcalf? Yeah, man, good Lord. Metcalf and Lamb would be incredible. No doubt about that. But that ain't what we do. Y'all know that. Stop it. However, since we just found out that the Cowboys were interested in Devontae Parker, who just got traded to the Patriots, that ought to tell you that we probably be drafting a receiver at some point in the draft. Matthew says we are not about to do nothing. The only thing we got to look forward to is that 24th pick, which would be our offensive lineman. I'm starting to lean that way too, Matt, because if we're really saying this is Dak's team and you've invested so much money into this guy, you got to protect him. I mean, I didn't understand why it took the Cowboys so long to do the same thing with Romo. It took them 2-3 years before they finally figured out, hey, we need to get this offensive line right now. We just need to run the football. That's what they did with DeMarco Murray that year. Best year Romo ever had. Best year he ever had. The philosophy has to change. And now it's almost eerie to see the similarities of Romo and Dak side by side. It's almost the same thing. The line is questionable. Romo ran for his life, getting hurt all the time. Dak this year, this offensive line to me is questionable. It's very questionable to me. I'm solid on Steele. I'm solid on Zach Martin. And some of you say, well, aren't you solid on Tyron Smith? No, because I was looking at Tyron Smith getting whooped continuously. Things that he used to destroy guys for, they get by him now. I ain't just too solid. Coach says, Coach Prelow said, well, who works in our scouting department? Seems like there's never long range plan in place. What's up, Kevin? I see you. What's up, brother? The conscience is in the house. Coach, I'm going to slightly push back slightly on that one, because one thing that we do well, and that is draft. We draft very well. And to answer your question, that is our guy, Will McClay, who does an outstanding job. But here's the problem, Coach. The problem is that your coaching staff have changed. And with every position that changes, or each coach that changes, when somebody fills in the spot, they may have a different philosophy, such as Mike Nolan when he first came with Coach McCarthy. Horrible defensive coordinator. That's why we was the worst in the league. The very next year, we got Dan Quinn. Mike Nolan may think this guy is a ball player I need for my defensive system. Dan Quinn may say, no, this guy's trash. I need this guy. So the whole scouting department, or the way they do things, had to change because of the different coaching staff that came in. See, I'm expecting Quinn to do well this year, without a doubt, because this is his second year in the system. They kind of gave him, obviously, free reign. You could tell by him bringing in Javon Curse and KZ and Neal. You obviously knew that he had a whole lot of input in bringing in his type of guys. I would suspect that they're going to do the same thing, give him that same leeway, because he knows what he wants for his system. So I'm going to believe that they're going to give that to him. So I'm expecting Quinn to do well. Offensively, let me ask y'all this question. That's something that we never talked about. At least I haven't. I haven't heard it anywhere. Let's look at this. Let's just look at this. Since I just said Dan Quinn knows what he wants for his system, watch this. This may be the first time y'all ever heard this question, because it just popped up in my head. Does Kellen Moore even know what type of ball players he need on the offensive line? I'm serious. Dan Quinn can say, I need this type of defensive lineman. I need this type of linebacker. I need this type of secondary. We know Dan Quinn. He wants tall, rangy cornerbacks. That's what he had in Seattle. That's what he drafted. Nashawn Wright, 6'4". All these guys, everybody over 6 foot as a cornerback. He knows what he's looking for. He knows what he wants as a linebacker. He knows what type of player. He knows what he wants for defensive lineman. What does Kellen Moore want in an offensive lineman? What's up, Anthony Banks? Class of Kirby High, class of 1991 in the house. What's up, Anthony? Thanks for popping in. What have we ever talked about that before? I haven't. I know what kind of receiver he want. I know what type of quarterback he want. But what kind of line? Kellen Moore ain't no offensive line coach. He never has been. He's a quarterback coach. He's a receiver, a passing game coordinator. That's what he is, but he don't know nothing about the trenches. But this is our offensive coordinator. Obviously, just by the way that he calls plays, I would think that he want agile guys that can back up for pass protection, because he sure ain't getting no maulers that go forward and hit people in the mouth and move them. I'm saying. I don't know what Kellen Moore wants. I know what Dan Quinn wants. I'm confused. And I see you, Coach. Coach says yes, but there's no contingency plan if injuries or salary cap issues come about. Why don't we have guys playing in other leagues like the USFL farm system style? I believe that's gonna come. I believe that's gonna happen, Coach. But when we start talking about that, Coach, now we're talking about the loyalty type thing now. Because even if you find some diamonds in the rough in the USFL, where you gonna put them at? What you gonna put them in the practice squad? Because that's where all of them going. I mean, come on now. I'm starting to see the similarities between Dak and Romo even more. I'm saying that Dak is gonna be I get it, Coach. They let them keep that young. They not have a choice, Coach, because it is going. There's not going to be a lot of spots open. See, the thing about the USFL, look at the timing of it. The USFL will be playing in a couple weeks, if I'm not mistaken. The draft will be up in a couple weeks. Then the OTAs and all that guys, those guys will be playing. I'm quite sure. If teams want guys, I'm quite sure those guys can leave and join, try to make a team. But really, on our team, I mean, how many spots really are going to be available? I mean, come on now. I mean, seriously. I mean, how many spots really you got a chance really to make the team? We already got about 4, 5, 6 receivers already. I mean, you can't carry so many. That's already just about done. They're too loyal to Ezekiel Elliott to be talking about other running backs. Shoot, we can't get Pollard the ball. So, I mean, we carried 3 running backs, but the third running back never played. I believe a second tight end position is open. I believe that's open. We got our tight end. No matter what you feel about him, Schultz is the guy. Offensive lineman, I mean, how many do you carry per week? 7 maybe? 7 or 8? That's almost filled out already. When you throw in the draft, so whoever we draft, especially as Matthew just said, if we picking it at 24 and it's offensive lineman, that person is gonna make the team. And so you add that to it. We don't have a lot of room. We don't. I'm convinced. Hey Debbie, I see you. We don't have a lot of room. Yeah, we got to do it. And I'm saying, I realize cuts are coming and all that kind of stuff, but look, I'm not confident in what I'm seeing from strictly an offensive line perspective. I'm starting to feel like Dak is not going to be a smooth ride this year. It's not. Unless I see something. Unless Connor McGovern has taken it up another level, I believe Steele is going to be just fine. We better have the swing tackle position ready to rock because it's just a matter of time. I mean, I hate to say it, but good Lord, history is proving itself. Tyron Smith is not going to make the whole year. I think it's almost safe. If you really believe Tyron Smith is going to play 17 games this year, come on now. Come on now. Y'all know better than that. So who our swing tackles would be. I better get them ready too. I'm starting to see Romo's running around, trying to make a way out of no way, getting his ribs broke, getting his lung punctured, all because they did not take care of him for offensive lineman until just a little bit later on. And in actuality, Dak is going in reverse because the line really was meant for Romo. Ezekiel Elliott really was meant for Romo. And those guys that were young are now getting older. It's 2014. I mean, it's, it was a long time ago. 2016, 15. Those years a long time ago. Them guys getting older now. Zach Martin getting older. Tyron Smith has gotten older. Getting pretty long in the tooth now. And we're depending on that crew to take care of our multi-million-dollar quarterback. And like I said before, what is so strange is that when you look at the Cowboys now, we be saying Steven is cheap and Jerry is cheap, whoever one you want to blame it on. We've been saying that about everything else, but let me tell you guys something. Y'all pull up the contracts of these offensive linemen we've had over the years. They're not cheap when you start talking about offensive linemen. No, they're not. They're not cheap when it comes to offensive linemen. We'll spend the money for that. Look at the contracts of Travis Frederick back in the day. Look at the contract of Tyron Smith. Look at the contract of Zach Martin. Look at the contract of Lyle Collins. Look what they gave him. Think about it. They don't mind paying linemen. They got a problem paying everybody else, but I need that same energy now. Since all we're betting on is that our quarterback is going to be that guy for us, common sense tell me that you had better protect him. You don't have time for a down year or say, hey, we'll just, no. He need to be protected year in, year out. We don't have time for experiments. We don't have time to try to figure stuff out. We don't have time for that. We need solid. We need stability on the line every year. Matt says, love Dak Prescott. We got to get a backup quarterback to put some pressure on Dak, I think. That's not going to happen, Matt. The Cowboys have never challenged their starting quarterback, even Romo. They've never challenged Romo. He went in knowing no matter what he did, he'll be lining up on the next week. Dak Prescott really has never had a guy behind him that'll challenge him. They don't do that. They don't do it. They the biggest name that Dak had was Andy Dalton. And if it wasn't for Dak getting hurt, I mean, nobody would even thought about Andy Dalton. Nobody would have said anything. Romo really never had it. I'm starting to see, and I guess the reason why I'm starting to see it, because it's another whole subject within itself, is because we got the same people leading the organization. So history has a way of repeating itself. Because you got the same two guys who have this system in their head and they ain't doing it but making circles. That's all they're doing. They're doing that with Amari Cooper. We know what we look like without a true number one receiver. That didn't take long at all. My goodness, now we right back at it. CeeDee Lamb is going to have to show me differently. I know what some of you saying. CeeDee can get the job done. Okay. He got to show me first. Love him. Love him. What's up, Chill Will? Chill Will says, I'll give you some advice. Hand the ball off once you get a good offensive line. Exactly. Jerry got lucky in the 90s, he said, living out that. I can't even argue with you, Chill Will. On Pod Bean. I can't even argue with you. I mean, the formula, if since history repeats itself, the formula is there Cowboy wise, because you got banners hanging above the stadium that said if you have a dominant line, you got a chance to put a banner up. World champion. That's what Emmett did. It wasn't Michael Irvin, even though he was great. Troy Aikman didn't have no 400-yard games old. I mean, that ain't what he did. It was that offensive line in Emmett. So that's the concept. It works. The concept was that one miracle year with DeMarco Murray getting ran into the ground. But when he finished, he had 1,800 yards. And had a dominant offensive line. Yeah, I mean, I see the pattern here. You need to get a dominant offensive line. Let's just be honest with you. Let's be honest. Dak Prescott has gotten better every single year. He has. He has gotten better every single year. 4,000 yards, almost 5,000 yards passing, 30 plus touchdowns just about every year. He's gotten better. But let's just be honest, y'all. His best year was his rookie year, where he didn't throw for 4,000 yards, where he just barely got over 3. His best year, and I know what y'all saying. He made Pro Bowls. He threw for over 4,700 yards. He did all that. But let's be, his most efficient year still is his rookie year. That sounds bad too. Because when you look at that stats, I mean, when you look at his stats, he's had phenomenal years. He has. He really has. I mean, he really has. He has progressed every year. He has gotten better every single year. But his best year was his rookie year. The Dak Prescott that they trying to make him be Dan Marino and Dan Fouts and Elway, that's not gonna win us. That's not gonna get us there. We've tried that last couple of years. We got to go back. And I'm not seeing that urgency there. I'm not seeing it. We're just sitting here waiting for the draft. Y'all understand that? We're just sitting here waiting on the draft now. Cowboys not gonna do nothing. Cowboys are not gonna do absolutely nothing. Free agency wise. Big name, whatever. They never do nothing big name. But they're really not going to do anything in free agency to solidify the small holes or the big holes, however way you look at it, on the offensive line. They're not going to do it. They're going to use the draft and draft the guy at 24. And see, that's the other thing, y'all. Now, I'm different. And I understand that we got to draft for the future. I get all that. But at 24, when you get drafted in the first round, you need to be on the field. You do. I don't care what position it is. When you get drafted in the first round, you should be on the field your rookie year. And if y'all talking about drafting a lineman, this is where the other fault of the Cowboys are. The loyalty issue. Let's just say you draft an offensive tackle. He's not going to start. As long as Tyron Smith can walk, they will be loyal to him. Tyron Smith is going to be just like Jason Witten. He may be past his prime, but he's not going to come out. He's going to play just like Jason Witten did. They're not going to take him off the field. Terrence Steele got the other side, right tackle on lock. So if you draft an offensive tackle, when he gonna play? I don't want to draft nobody just so he could be a swing tackle or a practice squad player. I don't even want that. No, I draft you in the first round. You ain't got much long. You ain't got a long time. You got to get on the field. See what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't want Dak to get folded up like a lawn chair, like Romo did. And if you don't have a line in front of him, you're going to get your quarterback hurt. And then they go all that money down the drain. We don't need Dak getting hurt and missing 10, 11 games or even the whole season or the rest of the season like he did when he got his ankle hurt. That we will be drafting in the top 5 then. We will be. I need the same energy that the Cowboys had in saying we are going to protect Tony Romo all out. We're going to pay this big money for Tyron Smith. We're going to pay this big money for Travis Frederick. We're going to pay this big money for Zach Martin. We're going to do it. We know we have other needs. We know we got holes everywhere else, but we have to solidify this offensive line because we have got to protect Tony Romo. I need the same energy for Dak Prescott now. Because right now, we don't have it. We don't have it. We don't. And I'm not seeing it. All right, I done talked long enough. I know some of y'all going to disagree with me. And it's okay. Phone line is now open. If you're on Podbean, just click in. You can call in. Hey, what's up, Smoke? Smoke is in the house. She will say we're going to draft a wide out. Smoke say we're going to trade out of the first round. Wide receiver is pretty deep. Wide receiver is deep this year. I believe we're going to draft a wide receiver too. I just don't see it with the first round. I don't see that. Call-in line is now open. 901-654-6853 if you're on Podbean. You want to add to the conversation or you want to push back on some of the stuff I said, just click in. There it is. That's all you got to do. And I'll let you guys in and we can choose to agree or choose to disagree. Jill will say, here I go. Oh, okay. I see you. Oh, no. I ain't mean to do that, Chill Will. I don't think I did that. There he is.
Yeah, man. What's happening, big dog?
My man, Chill Will in the house, man. I appreciate you popping in when you can, man.
It's good to hear from you, bro.
What's going on? Talk to me. Where I'm wrong with?
No, well, I just think y'all definitely. I don't know Jerry like that because I don't pay attention to him too much because he get on my nerves. But I think he's absolutely why he's still there. Y'all never get a ring. I think back in the day with Trey, it was a perfect situation. You had some of the greatest coaches you'll ever see back then at that era, and so it wasn't that much to beat. Now you got this. This is a gauntlet, man. We're looking at the never before NFL. The product is worse, but the players are getting better. And what I mean by that, the game is getting softer, you know what I'm saying? They're giving it to the stats like they do in basketball, when people getting hurt. But the players are getting more skill, and they're becoming better. So they pumping out these QBs. Every year is one or two QBs that can come change the franchise, right?
True.
And it was never like that back in the day. It was always about maybe 5 at the most that could even win a Super Bowl. But it was that 2 elite that always was just there in the Super Bowl all the time, like 2 or 3. You got Troy. Man, who was it? Troy, Joe, maybe Brett Favre at the end. Yeah. And then,
Young.
yeah. It wasn't that many, and it varied. John Elway.
Yeah.
It varied throughout there. It was about 4 or 5 of them, so it wasn't that many. Now you got, look, man, you got run down the first top 10. They all can be in the Hall of Fame. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean?
Smoke, Saturday Night Smoke said Nick Foles.
Well, yeah. I'm not. There's always anomalies, right? You got the Trent Dilfers
Uh-huh.
and Nick Foles, but
Uh-huh.
you got some will say Doug Williams, but
Yeah.
but out of how many Super Bowls have you had? Like Tom Brady got how many? When you think about it,
Yeah.
you got these you got Ben. I mean, you might say can be in that, but he got 2. Eli
Yeah.
got 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's man, it's a thing to have a quarterback, and now you got 15 of them you got to go against. You got to go
Yeah.
for Mahomes, and Brady don't want to let go.
Exactly.
Aaron
And
Rodgers
he's
ain't letting
always
go.
a factor. He's always a factor too.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Aaron Rodgers ain't letting go. And
No.
so now you got the young boys coming: Mahomes, Herbert, Joe
Yeah.
Burrow.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm a Browns fan. We got Deshaun Watson. People want to call him elite. I don't know nothing about him. To call him elite, I think he's
Yeah.
good, but I don't think he's in the air. But still, he's there, and he can win a Super Bowl
Yeah.
on any given team. So
Yeah.
that's going to be harder for him to do Jerry Jones of the '90s in today's game. Is basically my point.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's all.
You
And that's the
still
hard part.
he still didn't give me an offensive line though.
Yeah. I mean, I think
He,
y'all will get that because that's his thing. He want one of them. That's his
yeah,
thing. He takes pride in that, having the best left tackle in the league, having that line. He takes pride in that. So I think y'all will get that. That ain't even hard. That's the easy part. Just
yeah,
the line is those are the safest picks you can make. They typically pan out. If you got a good athlete that's kind of has some intelligence. The hard part is the QB, and that's the hard part, right? And so
yeah.
if y'all got it right, time will tell. But I think everybody about to do the Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Get 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers. Even if because Cincinnati had a horrible line, but if you get 2
Horrible.
Pro Bowl, they was definitely in the 20 something. They made up. The Giants probably had the worst, but they was
Mm-hmm.
definitely bottom half of the league. And them was Joe Burrow make quick decisions, throw good
Mm-hmm.
balls, don't make no
And
mistakes.
he stayed healthy, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he took a lot of hits. He's durable. That's a
exactly.
big difference. But that
Yeah,
ain't gonna hold for he's young though, right?
he's
So
very
he
young.
ain't like his 8th year in the league. So
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's that's how people building their squads now. They're gonna try to do what Cincinnati did. So
I
I think
like what
they'll
you're saying.
draft a wideout.
I like what you're
Yeah.
saying, brother. I like what you're saying.
Yep.
I appreciate the call in to you,
Yes,
Will.
sir.
Keep hanging with me, man. All right. We'll holler.
Holla.
All right. All right. I sure appreciate my brother Chill Will coming in and come hanging with me. I love his point. I didn't get a chance to say it, but Cincinnati, I think they gave up 7 or 8 sacks in the Super Bowl, which is part of the reason. And they were still in the game. Could have won it, actually. But what did they do right after Super Bowl? They went ahead and attacked where they felt like their weakness really is. Look what they've done. Look, I mean, they went flat out just said, we're going to get these lines. We have to protect Joe Burrow because if we don't, he's going to get hurt again. So it is amazing to me that, in other words, there was some urgency. There was some urgency. There was some real movement trying to go ahead and try to take care of Burrow. I need the same energy for Dak now, especially when you see that the line is getting older. That's all I'm saying. All right, the phone line is still open. Chill Will came and hollered at me. I appreciate him. You can call in now at 901 654 6853. If you're on Podbean, you can dial in right there on your phone there if you want to. I'm waiting on you guys. Y'all come on, talk to me. Let me know. Do you agree with what I'm saying, or well, I'm really not agree? Are you starting to see the same similarities between Dak and Romo? Do you see history slowly but surely starting to repeat itself? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you is your eyes open? Are you not visually impaired? Are you? The song said, "Do you see what I see?" You know, I was gonna sing that, but I ain't gonna do it right now. Is that a Christmas thing now? I'm thinking about it. Y'all know, do you see what I see? You know that. You know, we'll forget it. Don't worry about it. y'all feel it. Listen, hope you guys enjoy the game tonight. Most of y'all already getting ready to tune in already. North Carolina, Kansas, tonight for the national championship. Listen, I know I'm talking cowboy talk, but I'm telling y'all right now, because I'm sick. Listen. I am a diehard Cowboy fan, as you know, and then you know I'm a diehard Los Angeles Lakers fan. You know that. I am also a Yankee fan. I got a few teams of baseball I like, but I like the Yankees. But just off the first two I just called out, the Cowboys and the Lakers have really got me in a real funk, and especially my Lakers, who I have not talked about yet this year. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, for those that watch the Cowboys, love to hear me talk Cowboys, y'all gonna have to excuse me for one of these shows. I got to talk about the Lakers. And boy, do I got a lot to say. I'm telling y'all right now, I got a lot to say about the Lakers. I'm irritated. I'm very irritated. I'm irritated, y'all. So y'all gonna have to forgive me. Y'all gonna have to allow me to get off Cowboy land very, very soon, especially if what's about to happen that I think is gonna happen. If it happens, I'm coming strong. In other words, if we don't make the play-in tournament, which is an insult anyway, it's an insult if we don't make it. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going off. Y'all might want to come and hang with me. I'm gonna have to take this cowboy stuff down right here. Y'all see behind me. I'm gonna have to just be plain. I gotta find some Laker thing, and I'm gonna have to talk about the Lakers because they have really irritated me all year long. I've been quiet. I've been quiet about the Lakers. I'm very irritated about what I've seen this year. It does not make any sense. Let me stop before I go and get on my rant. I ain't gonna even talk about that. I'm just telling y'all Cowboy fans, look, y'all gonna have to allow me to slide a little bit for this one show about the Lakers. I got to do it. Yeah, exactly. Saturday Night Smoke say when they get eliminated from playing contention, this is totally ridiculous. I mean, think about it. I mean, let me just say this. Let me see. Bam, bam. I got 3 members on my team that are members of the 75th All Anniversary team. Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James. No, excuse me, 4. 4. I got 4. Anthony Davis, who shouldn't be on the team, but he's on there. Anthony Davis, LeBron, Carmelo, and Russell Westbrook. And you sitting there telling me that I'm on the outside looking in? I don't care if Anthony Davis have been hurt. I got 3 guys that's on the all-time 75th team. Should be 5 because Dwight Howard should be on that team. And that's before Anthony Davis, but that's another whole argument with himself. There's no way in the world this team is supposed to be in the position they're in. Oh, God, I got to talk about them bad. I got to talk about them bad. I got to talk about them bad. And I'm a Laker fan, so I'm qualified to talk about that. I'm 49 years old. I've been rolling with the Lakers since the late 70s. That's before Magic got there. Oh, I'm talking bad. I almost want to stop talking right now and start another show now. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, my voice changed, and I'm starting to get very irritated about this.
+1-803-960.
All right, I got somebody calling in. Let's see what we're talking about.
Call from
Coach Marv.
All right.
to accept, press.
All right. I'm glad Coach came and stopped me. I'm about to go off on the Lakers. Ladies and gentlemen, my coach is in the building.
Go off on a big show. Don't go off on him.
I got to do it, Coach. It don't even make sense, man. I got to do it. Coach in the house. Coach Marv Price is in the building. My coach is who always come in.
Man, I'm sick, man. God dog, man. Found out Bobby Wagner contract ain't over $8.5 million per year for 2 years, basically. All that $50 million stuff was crazy. They gave him out $15 million up front, and they got it for 2 years with a cap hit of $6 million this year. So anyway, don't even want to get into that. It gets back to what I was saying. You know, I told you before. It's a capital problem somewhere in Dallas. Yeah. Anyway,
you got that right.
But listen, I wanted to talk about the offensive line. I'm a former offensive lineman. I started as offensive line coach, moved to a defensive coordinator, did a stint as head coach, man. But let me tell you something about this offensive line is not bad as what you think it is, Big Show. I just believe that we put our offensive, you got to put your offensive lineman in better situations. The reason why I say that is because we were running the ball very effectively early in the season with basically this same offensive line. And it helped Tyron Smith when it came down to pass blocking. It helped our offensive line when it came to pass blocking because you put a physical, as I've been saying all the time, you put a physical presence to your offense. You slow those guys down coming off the ball at you. Mm-hmm. When you go to this point, you're passing the ball for more than you're running, or you're not committed to running the football. Mm-hmm. You have these problems with your offensive line because if you have any weaknesses anywhere, when you put them under that stress where they're getting attacked and they're not attacking, mm-hmm. You have those problems. Mm-hmm. Teams suffer with offensive line injuries all year long. So it's about the style of offense you run and protecting your offensive line as well as protecting Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. I believe what you're saying about Tony Romo, this Tony Romo syndrome. I've been saying all along since I've been a Cowboy fan that we put Tony Romo as when now we putting Dak Prescott in a situation that we want him to win every football game.
Yeah.
Think about it, Big Show. How many times when you watch Tony Romo, it always came down to the last drive. Yep. It always came down to the last quarter. Mm-hmm. If you put your quarterback in situations where they have to win games, every game they're going to be 500.
That's right.
Because it's too many other circumstances. Even the great Tom Brady or the great Patrick Mahomes. If you put them in a game every 17 games every year, and you say, well, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, you got to do some miraculous for us to win. Too many variables go into that, and they're going to come up short
all the time.
Probably half of the occasions.
That's true. That's true.
Because you have to be able to win games in different ways. Yep. What impressed me early in the season with the Cowboys, we were winning games with special teams, with big plays special team wise. We were doing big defensive plays. We were winning the game running the ball. We were winning the game passing the ball. Mm-hmm. But somewhere down the line, the running game did not falter because of the offensive line play. The running game faltered because from the New England Patriot game through the rest of the season, we lost our commitment to running the ball. Mm-hmm. Our carries dropped down 25%, almost 30%, mm-hmm. from the New England game all the way through. And even in the New England game, when Dak Prescott threw the ball 46 times with almost 500 yards, mm-hmm. we still ran the ball 30 attempts in that game. Mm-hmm. Most of his passes came in the end of the fourth quarter and all of overtime. I think he threw about 20, 21 attempts in that part. So during the rest of the game, they were still committed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which slowed the New England Patriots pass rush down, which help your offensive line be able to have a physical presence and keep them in the game.
No doubt.
The other point of our running game, and this is the biggest thing, and this is when people have to really watch tape. Even the great Emmitt Smith said this in an interview when he, they asked him earlier about who he thought they should bring in or what. He said that we need to get some tight ends in here that can block.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people understand how important the tight end blocking is in a run game. Mm-hmm. It's not just for the edge; it's the cutoff blocks, it's the seal blocks, it's the getting on linebackers, it's the helping your tackles out.
Mm-hmm.
We had a deficiency in our tight end blocking because Schultz blocking went south.
Mm-hmm.
This other guy, what's the other guy that we just we let go? John, we paid money. He never done nothing. He was even
worse, blocking,
even horrible, and even Sprinkle at his size, he was not that great.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to improve the running game, two things come: being committed. I think is having a better power guard in the middle,
of course,
and then have better tight. We can keep Schultz, but we need to bring two guys in here and not worry about if they're catching the ball as much, because the patterns that the tight ends run in this offense, you can get anybody off the street to run those patterns.
Mm-hmm.
All they're doing is dump stops.
That's all.
So, but they have to be able to block.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where we are lacking in the physical positions.
Mm-hmm.
The physical positions are guard, tight end, linebacker.
That's perfect, Coach.
If you're not physical in those positions,
mm-hmm.
you're in the physical football team.
That's perfect segue, because I was just about to ask you. Talk to me about how you feel about Connor McGovern.
I think, listen, again, if you put Connor McGovern, well, let's look at his skill set. Connor McGovern he doesn't have the greatest feet. He's not a real good guy.
He's a mauler. He's coming
off blocks.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a real good combo guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't really get to the second level real good, and he doesn't move laterally real well, but he's a mauler.
Yeah, he's a mauler.
That's what I'm saying about an offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
An offensive coordinator just cannot call plays.
Mm-hmm.
He has to know. He has to coach the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
He has to know every player on that offense, what they do well and what they don't. Because when he divides his game plan, he has to instruct it so he can protect their weaknesses and enhance their strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into the game with Connor McGovern and you want him to be, you running zone plays to his side where it is very important for him to be quick and be able to slide off and get the linebacker, or if he don't, it kills the play. Yeah. You're going away from his skill set, and you're most likely not going to be successful.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying about when you have to know your team and your players.
Mm-hmm.
I make it this instance. Remember 2 years ago when Terrence Steele played his rookie year?
Mm-hmm.
And the second game of the season, undrafted free agent, didn't even have no OTAs, ain't had a man body. We were starting him at right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And we played Cleveland Browns the second game of the season with a great pass rush on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, Derek.
The offensive coordinator started out the game where he was going to leave Terrence Steele butt naked.
One-on-one.
Out there.
One-on-one.
On the second play of the game in Texas, where the great defensive end was from Texas. Mm-hmm. He was fired up to play the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Miles Garrett.
One of the best defensive ends in football.
Mm-hmm.
And you decide to run the second play where you design a play for him to be by himself on that guy, and the guy got around him like I-95 and hit that. Luckily, we ain't put Dak out for the season.
Well,
he's got a clean hit on it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
If you're an offensive coordinator, Big Show, this is what I would do. I might want to run that play, but I have to know that this guy's a young guy. I got to take some steam out of this defensive end out here.
Mm-hmm.
I got to let him run block or give him some help early to get over his excitement.
That's right.
And then I may try a little bit later on.
There you go. Yeah.
But that's about what I was saying a couple of days ago. That's learning how to control a game and control a tempo.
Yeah.
The Cowboys blueprint, and I don't think people know this in the history of the Cowboys. And you made an interesting point about history repeats itself. Yes, it does. People always tell you history repeats itself. Mm-hmm. I mean, the good book tells you that.
Oh, yeah.
It repeats itself, right?
Yeah.
The Cowboys have never, and I wanted the listeners to look this up, they have never won a Super Bowl or played in a Super Bowl or NFC championship game without a top 10 defense and a top 5 rushing attack.
Yeah.
That's with the Roger Staubachs, the Troy Aikmans, the Drew Pearsons, the Michael Irvins. That's with all of the history. They have never played in an NFC championship game or a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl from the 70s, the 90s to now without having those two ingredients as a part of their stats for the year.
Wow. Sound like we better hear.
So if we feel that we're going to invent the wheel, right? If we're going to reinvent the wheel in 2022 or 2023, 2024, and we said we're going to do it our way, a new way, do what you do best. Don't worry about what the other people in the league do.
Yeah.
Do what you do best. That's a lesson in life. Yeah. And the most simple lessons of life work on the football field.
That's right.
Do what makes you good. And if you do what makes you good, you will have more of a success than trying to do what someone else does because that's the popular thing.
Exactly. I love it, Coach. Once again, you
60
come in.
years, Big Show.
Yeah.
60 years of football.
I know.
And we never played in those type of games without those two stats. And we're close with the defense. Now we just got to bring the running game.
I love it. Appreciate you, Coach. Thanks for calling in, man. Always coming in with some fire as always. I appreciate you, Coach.
Take care, brother.
All right, now. All right. That's the one and only Coach Marv Price. Love when he calls in. Always. It's obvious you can tell he's a wealth of knowledge and necessary. So I love giving him his time to come in and spread some of that knowledge on a whole lot of us. Because, you know, like he said, he coached the game. So, I mean, come on now. He coached the game. I'm a fan. I played the game. But he coached the game. There's a big difference between coaching and playing. And it's good to have sometimes somebody that is actually knows the coaching nuances rather than having us armchair coaches. You know, talking about it. So I love when Coach calls in and helps us out on here. So I appreciate that. Listen, you know, and plus, he kind of keep me in check, too. I love that about him. But when he says that he agree with me, then I must be on something, right? And the history repeats itself. And which is, like I said, which is strange to me because one thing that can't be denied, and you can give it to Jimmy Johnson or whoever you want to say. Some may say, well, Barry Switzer. Also, yeah, he had Jimmy's guys, but he had to coach them. So he's responsible for putting the banner up above in the stadium. Jimmy does it. So the system that they have is there. They won a lot of football games, and we didn't win the Super Bowl, but with Wade Phillips, we won a lot of games. With With Garrett, we won a lot of games. The system is there of how to win the Dallas Cowboy way. If we are a mauling team, I don't get this finesse team. Kellen Moore, there's nothing, the word physical and Kellen Moore, for some reason, at least in my mind, just don't quite shake hands. Now, if I say a finesse and Kellen Moore, most of you would say, yep, that's it. That's him. And so I guess with Coach Marv and I guess myself, and maybe probably some of you, well, maybe we are asking too much. This is the same thing we asked about Linehan. He never would run the ball. Kellen Moore is a disciple of Scott Linehan. Scott Linehan was his offensive coordinator in Detroit when Kellen Moore came out of Boise State. What did Detroit do? Y'all know what they did. Stafford the Megatron. You could even name me a Detroit line running back then, other than Reggie Bush maybe. And they really wasn't running with him. See what I'm saying? That's what Scott Linehan did. He threw the ball with Matthew Stafford, Megatron. That's all he did. Scott Linehan moves to Dallas. They trade for Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore now becomes to the Cowboys. Scott Linehan is there as his offensive coordinator. The same one from Detroit. Good Lord. At Boise State, if you want to go back there, if y'all can remember, all Kellen Moore did was line up in the shotgun. That's it. There wasn't no power running game. When Kellen Moore, all he knows is the playbook of Scott Linehan. And he's added his own little twist in, but maybe we're asking too much now you think about it. I just gave you the history of Kellen Moore. He is a Scott Linehan disciple. Scott Linehan ran the ball one time with DeMarco Murray his whole year. Other than that, it was a Romo show. And I be dang, I'm saying the same thing with Dak Prescott. It's the Dak Prescott show. Got two running backs back there. Got Tony Pollard can't get the ball 4 times in the game. I'm still messed up. Before the 9 game, Tony Pollard had 4 carries. That's it. I'm still messed up about that. We begging him to run the ball, but it's not in him. It's not. It's not. It's not in him. He's a pass-happy play caller. It's just in him. That's what he did as a player. That's what he did in college as a player. That's what he saw Matthew Stafford do in Detroit. That's what he did with Romo. He saw Romo do. I mean, come on now. I think we're asking too much of him, to be honest with you, in fairness to Kellen Moore. The power running game that you hear Coach Marv talk about, that ain't in Kellen Moore's DNA. His DNA to line up in his shotgun, throw bubble screens, throw little quick slants. That's him. That's him. That's what we done seen. We be looking at the end of the stats. Zeke Elliott, 10 carries. Tony Pollard, 3 carries. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Everybody say y'all got the best 1-2 punch in the league, but you gonna sit and tell me between both of them, they can't get the ball no more than 15 times combined in a game? Really? It's not in Kellen Moore, y'all. We've been saying the same thing about Moore the last 2-3 years. I know I have. He is a pass first, pass happy offensive coordinator. It'll shock you to see them line up from the 1 yard line in a power formation. It'll shock you just see, hey, turn around, give it to Zeke Elliott, let him pound it in. No, on first down and goal from the 1, we're in the shotgun. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. It's killing more. We need to spread them everybody out. That'll get everything we need. We need to spread everybody out. Dog, you from the one, you at the 1 yard line. First and goal. Why are we passing so much from the 1 yard line? I better go. That's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all enjoy the rest of the evening. I will be with you guys on Saturday. I'll be with you guys on Saturday, but I feel like I need to come during the week. I told y'all, if something happened with the Lakers, like I think it'll happen, and we miss forget the playoff, the play-in tournament. Y'all Cowboy fans, look, y'all gonna have to forgive me. I will not be talking Cowboys on that day. I'm going off on my Lakers. Yeah, they deserve it. I'm going off on the King, Mr. LeBron. I'm gonna go off. I didn't want him on my team in the first place. I understand he's responsible for us winning the World Championship. I get that. I still didn't want him on my team. I didn't. I'd take him, but I didn't want him. Yeah. I got to talk about them if they don't make the playoffs. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is. But I'll talk about that. It's coming. I already feel it. All right. Now, as you can see on the ticker there, listen, if you want to support the show, there it is, Cash App, $ the Big Time Show. There are my handles on Twitter at Big Time Lou. I need you guys to support the YouTube channel. Simply go out, find the Big Time Show. You'll see my face there. If you want to go Twitch, it's Big Time _73. You want to subscribe, the Big Time Show 3.supercast.tech. If you're on Podbean, you need to just push that red button, reward button there, and make a decision. If you want to become a monthly subscriber to the podcast, it's simple. You see that subscription there, the Big Time Show 3.supercast.tech. That's all you have to go to and make a decision on how much you want to support the podcast, and we'll be grateful. If it's $2 a month, so be it. If it's $5 a month, so be it. If it's $20 a month, so be it. We appreciate everything. If you want to contribute through Cash App, again, $ the Big Time Show, and that will take care of it. All right. Hope that you guys that are listening here on the replay on iHeartRadio and Pandora and the Google Podcast and Tumblr, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Big Time Show podcast. I appreciate everybody who has decided just to tune in and just hang with your boy for a minute or so. All right. Turn on your live notifications. I may come back at some point during this week. Monday to Saturday, that's a little bit too long. I got to come back and say something. So just turn on your notifications. I'll come back and we'll come and hang very, very soon. All right. Y'all know how we leave. We leave by partying on out of here. Okay. Y'all know what to do. You've been with me a long time. You already know what to do. Those on Podbean, let me go ahead and see some of them clap emojis. If you're, for the few that are here now, come on, put your hands together. Let me see a clap emoji somewhere. Let me see it, and then we're going to go and clap. We're going to groove our way out of here. Let me see if somebody done put something in there. Who is that? All right, Miss Ty, I see you. Miss Ty done put it there. All right, y'all. That's all I need to see. That's my clue. That's my clue. That's my cue. That's my cue to get on down. I'll see you guys at some point during this week. Turn on those live notifications, and we will come back at you. This is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. This is. One more time. This is the Big Time. Show. Time for us to go. This is the Big Time Show. My son, y'all hear my son? Yeah. We'll see you again this week. Thank y'all for listening. We out.